Good morning and welcome to a little live card making this morning. I'll just give people a chance to come on and I'll refresh my computer because that's what I was meant to be doing. Can't even blame the heat today. Card making this morning. Okay, brilliant. Got some people joining me. Morning, Tracy. I hope you can hear me okay. Lovely. Thank you very much, Tracy. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera and show you my card. I think I might change the colour because I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, just a nice little card to make. I was inspired by Emma Smith's card. Emma did a completely clean background, so none of the ink splodging bits that I did, but I've positioned everything else very similar to how Emma had done it, but it does look very different to having a clean background to having a bit of inky background, but I didn't use ink pads. I remembered my pens. So morning, thank you for everyone joining me this morning. At least it's a little bit cooler today. I didn't envy Brian doing one on Tuesday when it was so hot. Anyway, let me flip the camera and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so let me get rid of my computer onto there. That should be fine. And we can come down a bit. Okay, I'm just going to let my computer catch up with the phone. Okay, can I come down a bit more, I wonder? It's obviously better if the more you can see. Right, just let that catch up, sorry. And I know we've got a bit of a thing with the light, but I thought I would have the blind shut. The light's right on my camera, I can't see anything. Okay, that looks fine. Right. Morning to everyone else who's joined us. Thank you very much. Okay, so this was the card that I got the inspiration from Emma Smith. Emma's background was completely white. It was layered up with some glitter card onto a big card as well. So you can always take inspiration just from parts of cards. Evening. I just looked at the computer and Jeanette said good evening. Good evening, Jeanette. Thank you for joining us. You can always take inspiration from just parts of the cards. You don't have to copy the whole card completely. And I wanted to put my own stamp on it, if you like, but I did the inky background and the lovely pale colours I created using my pens to do it. And I've been watching Tracy when she does some of her lives recently and noticed that she does her ink pad onto a piece of acetate and then spritz it and then uses it. So that's how I did with the pens. So just another something different. And I did that lovely fussy cutting technique that she taught us or shared with us that was somebody else's that she picked up. But yes, so I did that again. And Emma's card was completely flat, but I like to add a bit of dimension just to add a bit of interest. So I've lifted up some of the sentiments, the flowers and the butterfly. And then obviously it's been layered onto a card. Now, when I made this, I've got some square card blanks that I've had for ages, need to use them up. So I used one of these and I cut one of these up to create my square and to do all my stamping on. But I really did find that the pens didn't move like they normally do. And it was like, is it the heat? Are they complaining about that? Why is it not moving nicely? And I'm going to try it on super smooth this morning. Now, the reason I did the same card and cut another card blank up was, I don't know if it'll pick this up, but super smooth is a slightly different colour white to the card blank. And so I thought, oh, I'll just use the same card blank, so at least I know it's exactly the same colour and everything. When you've got some inking around the edge or some splats and stuff on it, it's not really going to show. So I'm going to use a card blank, but I'm going to use super smooth card to do my stamping, and I'm pretty certain that my inks and the pens are going to move around much better than they did on the actual card. It's very porous. It just soaked it all up. It didn't want to move at all. Excuse me. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I've got a normal card blank. I have got an envelope as well because I want to decorate the envelope, because the card I'm going to make today I'm going to send to somebody. So I'm going to do the inside and everything. So I hope Donna's watching. It's like getting 3 cards, Donna. Okay, so first up, I did my stamping so that it could dry. So I've got a piece of, this is my bit that I'm going to do my background on. I've got my piece of card, and I'm going to have my stamping press and my super smooth, and I'm just going to use black VersaFine to do my stamping. I'm obviously using, I'm sorry I didn't tell you this, that wasn't very good, was it? I'm using Floral Delights stamp set. So I'm going to use the big focal point out of here. I've got the butterfly as well. And then from my postage set, which is getting well used and well loved, I really do love this stamp set so much. So we've used these ones, we use the square postage, we've used the happy birthday, and I might use some of the just for you and sent with love in the background, maybe. We'll see. I didn't want to make too much of the background because I really just wanted the inky splats on there, because Emma's was completely white and it looks absolutely stunning. So I don't really want to start doing lots of postage marks and everything in the background, because it was the whole point of trying to keep it looking more like Emma's and simple. Okay, so I can do my butterfly at the same time, and I can do my 2 extra postage, or actually I'll do the one that's layered up because the others will go on the card. Okay, so that's all the stamping that I need, and I've got my super smooth in my press on my sticky mat, picking those up. Let's just move my pens a minute. I have kept the same ones out that I used just in case I do the same colours. They honestly, there's just so much you can do with them. There really is, and there's going to be so much more you can do with them, but not for a while. So, oh, I need to just move you up a fraction because my press is going to catch the camera. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments as well. Morning everyone else who's joined us as well that I haven't said hello to. And don't worry if you're late, you're not late at all. Okay, so just making sure everything's come out all right. My postage stamp, I'm not sure if I got any ink far enough over. I know it does look like a postage stamp, so it's not, I want to say perfect. It is perfect, but it's got that distressy sort of look about it. A postage stamp look about it. Okay, so let's move my card over here because I don't want to get any water on it. Let's clean my stamps. And get my trusty cloth. Whoops. These have been so well used that I think they need a wash. They need to have a bath to get their sticky bits back. For anyone who doesn't know this, if your stamps lose their sticky, they start not sticking very well. And quite often, if you do some heat embossing with the embossing ink pad, that can make them, if you get that on your back of your stamps at all, that can make them not stick very well. All you have to do is wash your stamps. I do it with a scrubbing brush and hot soapy water. and scrub them so that they come back like new. I scrub the smooth back as well, so the bit that you actually stick. So I clean this bit with a scrubbing brush, and then I clean this bit as well, and then you leave them that way up, the flat side up. I can feel all the embossing powder and everything on the back of it. Leave it the flat side up and just let it air dry, and they will be completely sticky again. I can't get my head around why that works, but it does. Okay, so I'm going to pop this. No, I'm going to colour them. So because I want to make sure it's not, there's no wet ink still. Yes, I know, Philippa, I am dangling a carrot, aren't I? I dangled another carrot the other day when I posted. I was scheduling everything, and luckily I checked. I don't normally, but I just happened to check, and I saw that it had posted. So I deleted it, but what I didn't remember was that I'd also posted it to Instagram, and it was still on Instagram. So I took it off Instagram as well. Donna, you're late. I was just talking about you. I'm going to do this is the card we're doing, but because I want to use it and it's going to a special friend, I'm actually going to do the envelope, and I'm going to do the inside of my card as well. So you're getting 3 things today. I said Donna would love it. I know, aren't we terrible? Okay, so I think I'm going to change the colours, and I'm going to do blues and greens just for a change. Once I've done one card, I do find it difficult to do a similar card again, so I quite like to change it up. So I've got my clean colour pens. They're just water-based pens. It doesn't have to be clean colour. Whatever water-based pens you might have. And I've got my water brush. Make sure I've got some water coming out. And now I can drag that colour. And because it's onto my super smooth, I know it's going to move nicely. Whereas it really did not on the other card. I had to scribble the colour out onto my mat and pick it up from there, because I just couldn't get it to move. Whereas on the super smooth, and it was just the fact that the card is so porous. You can almost see that it's thirsty for some water. You can come back in and add a bit more detail if you want to make that colour a bit darker. Just colour that leaf slightly differently. I just push the colour to the other side. So we've got one dark side, one pale side. I know a leaf probably isn't like that, but... And then with these ones, I just colour at the base and drag the colour out. And then I just, again, colour one side of this leaf, and I'm going to push the colour over. So at least you've got some different tones of the green showing then. And the same with this one. And I've left a little bit of room around my design so that when I put my stamp over it, I've got enough card around the edge for me to draw around my stamp. Because when the stamps are made, we have to allow a border around the stamp, between the stamps on the stamp sheet. So there has to be, I think it's 7mm, but it's a long time since I've done it now. And when they make the stamps, and they're washed to get rid of the stuff that they make it out of, the bits they don't want. And I've lost my train of thought. Yes, so there's always a border around your stamps, and it's always pretty even. That's what I was trying to say. So when you do the fussy cutting technique, if you draw around the back of the stamp, you're going to get a nice even border around the edge, which you can then use as a guide to cut out, and it does make a huge difference. So we've got those, we've got our bluebells, I suppose they are. Right, I know not all daisies are blues and greens, but these are going to be, or these little flowers are going to be, they could be like forget-me-nots. Isn't it funny, like I have to think of a flower that they could be. I'll never forget my mum, she always used to tell me off if or she would say to, she liked the card, but why do you have to colour, leaves are green, they're not any other colour. Well, they are, but yeah, she didn't like it if I did any colours that weren't true to life, I suppose. So my colours are moving a lot better. There are certain colours that don't move very well, and this actually is, I think, is one of them. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of scribble. So if you get that, if you do a little bit of scribble on your mat and just pick a bit of colour up, you can come back in and at least you get a paler version, because it's watered, obviously watered down with picking it up from the mat. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to have any yellow middles, am I? I might struggle with no yellow middles. Okay, so what colour? We haven't used this colour, have we yet? Let's have a look. So I've only put colour along the edge of the lines, the detail lines on the petals. Then I'm just going to pull that out. These could be, I know they're not daisies, but like they could be cornflowery sort of flowers. There must be some sort of blue daisy or an echinacea or something, isn't there? Well, there is in my world. I'm missing all the comments going up. I am sorry. I will go and read them all afterwards. I was trying to keep an eye on it. It is so difficult to colour, to keep inside the lines and to try and read the comments. Doesn't work very well. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of colour at the base. I'm just going to push that up. So let's have a different colour. We'll do 3 different colour daisies. I just thought it'd be really nice to see it almost, not monotone, but like just really tones of the blues. Obviously we've got the green as well, but blue and green go so well together. But you could colour coordinate it to match the person you're going to send it to. Like if they've got favourite colours, that would be really nice. The other one that I did tended to be, was, oh, I've put it over the blue ink. Oh. Right, let me wipe that bit of blue ink up now. I'm going to show you a little tip. Did she ever see? Well, that's very true, Brian. I didn't point that out to her. She wouldn't have minded that if they were oranges and browns, because that's true. Okay, so see where I've just picked up this bit of blue. If I use my water brush and grab my clean piece of kitchen roll, take the colour off and just keep putting some water on there, it will reduce it a little bit. I've got to be careful because this is the card blank and it is very thirsty and it's drinking the water. If I'd done it on here, it would have come off a lot easier. Might have to stamp it with a handmade by, what other colour should we have? That was the one that didn't move very well. Trying to see which one we haven't had. We've had that one. We've got that one. Let's have the one that doesn't move very well. And I will put a bit of pen down, but I'll remember to take it off in a minute. Right, as it doesn't move very well, I'm going to do all the detail. And then I'm going to pick my colour up and bring it in, just to add that bit of contrast to the petals. And I want a bit of contrast in there. There. Wipe up my bit of blue. Clean my brush. Okay, so my flowers are all done and ready, which I'm very happy with those. Sorry, I'm letting my computer catch up. It is so slow at catching up. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to do my butterfly while it's on here. So I tend to do the butterflies 2 different colours, just because it lets me have another colour in there. And then I think I'm going to wait and colour my happy birthday sentiment, because this is the one that's going to be cut out and will be more prominent. So I want to make sure I do it the right colour. Because once we've stamped the rest of the design, the background, we'll know which is the prominent colour on there. Oh, how lovely does that look? Only needs a bit of glitter glue on it and it'll just look amazing. Okay, so next up is our background. I'll put that to one side. So I'm going to do my inky bits first of all. So, aka Tracy, a bit of acetate from the stamp set. And I'm going to start with my palest colour, and I'm going to scribble on my bit of acetate. And I'm going to spritz, but very gently. I don't want too much water, because you want droplets, and I don't want it to be I just want it to be delicate in the background. Let's just put a little bit in the middle. Okay, so I am going to use my kitchen roll and I'm going to blot it, so it's going to go really pale. And this was the bit that I liked about my original card, because when you look at this, like the green is very soft. And so you can blot some of the colour out. The purple as well, like this is the purple, but when you blot it, you can knock the colour back, and that was what I wanted. So this is very pale now. I think you should pick it that up. Let me just have a look. Yeah, so you can see, but it's very pale. And we're just going to build that up. So I've cleaned my bit of acetate. My next colour will be this one. So we just want to put a bit of scribble down, and then just a fine misting of water. Actually, I need a bit more on. That's it. That's better. Now, if there's too much, just trying to think. Oh, I did it yesterday. It was okay. So we'll just splodge it, and we'll knock it back. We'll pick it up and knock it back a bit. So clean off my acetate and then blot this back, and it knocks it back beautifully. So now we've still got that nice bit of colour there, but it's very pale, so it's lovely. Next bit, I've got my acetate clean, so we've done those 2. Next up, we'll do this one. So again, I do scribble both ways, because I found I got lines if I didn't, like really scribbly. So a spritz of water, that should be okay. And then we can touch this down. Okay, and we'll wipe out acetate so it's ready to go the next colour. The longer you leave this, the longer it has to soak in, so you'll get a bit stronger colour. But because we are trying to knock it back, I'm just going to wipe it off now. Oh, just how lovely is that? With the pens. I'd never thought about using the pens till the other day, and it was like, it's perfect because you know you've got the right colours for the background. So that was that colour. So next we'll go the deep colour. Whoops. And a little spray. So not too much water. Well, you do want some water, but I wanted to get little splodges. I've got great big splodges. Never mind. Every time it's different, isn't it? And the more you touch it, the bigger you make the splodge. So let's wipe my acetate. So that's ready. And then again, just blot this out. And it just... fabulous. It knocks it right back. Sorry, I'm getting excited about a bit of pen on paper, aren't I? But yeah, it's lovely. Okay, I'm going to put some green in as well. So I'm going to scribble with my green pens. Isn't it funny how some of them, I need to treat myself to some colours again that I use all the time, that get well loved and well used. The more water you put with it, the paler it is going to be. So bear that in mind, like, because if I knock this back, if I block this, it's going to be very pale. So because it is quite a bit paler, what I might do is just actually blast it to dry it, and then I won't lose too much of the green. So that's what happens if you put too much water on, and you don't want to lose too much of the colour. Rather than blot it, I'll just give it a quick blast, and it will start to dry it, and then I can blot any, like I've got a big puddle here. But once it starts to dry, it'll be fine. And that way, although we've got a lovely pale colour, if I'd have blotted it as well, we would have almost lost it. So just a good little tip. And then always dry the back as well. Oops, sorry. Back to the camera. And just drying the back as well just helps to flatten everything out. And we need it to be dry because we want to do some stamping on it. And then it is always worth just blotting it, because I've done this so many times. I go, oh, that's lovely. And then I smudge it all because it's still wet and I haven't noticed it. But I'm really pleased with that as a background. I think it looks lovely. I hope you do too. Okay, so I'm going to start my stamping. So my pens can go back in my little pot. I will put my other pens away now as I've changed my mind with it. Oh, I need those pens, don't I? Haven't finished colouring. Not that green, that green. And put those ones away. Right, sorry. Let's pop this in here. Might need to use, although my sticky mat, because I gave it a wash, it's so lovely and sticky again. I still can't get my head around that either. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments come up, but I'm assuming that's just because you're all intent on watching. Okay, so let's grab my square stamp, and I'm going to place that up here. Going to put my happy birthday in there. Thank you. I just know that you're still there now. I'm going to have a happy birthday. Now I want this going on and off. Doesn't have to be a whole one, because we are going to have one whole one, so everybody will know what you're trying to say, if you like. Okay, so let's stamp those first directly onto the background. Nice fairy fingers. like Brian taught you the other day. I love that. What is it Julie says? Okay, so they're looking lovely. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some extra colouring that then just adds that colour to those areas, and that will lift it off the background as well. And I love how, actually I might not colour that, I really like that. Okay, so let's clean my stamps. I love how even when you make a card, like we're almost copying it, but it's going to be different from the first one. Okay, so now I need to bring this away from the edge a little bit. Just squish it all down. Maybe use my magnets just to make sure it stays put. And I want one going off at the bottom. Oh, you will have it going that way. I try and do them like different ways so that it's not always, oh, nearly. Take that off. And I can do my happy birthday now. So I'm going to pop my happy birthday in my stamp. I've done it towards the bottom corner because I want to put my Sent with Love postage mark on there as well. So that's why I've done it towards the bottom, and I'm going to do the postage mark up in the corner. Okay, so clean my stamps. My happy birthday can go back. And we'll get my Sent with Love. Just trying to, no, because I've got the other ones to go there. So we'll have that about there. And then clean this stamp. And this one can go down the bottom there. I know that I want to put my flowers here, so I'm sort of avoiding those areas, if you like. And this layout is exactly the same as Emma did, but Emma stopped there. Emma only put 3 of the happy birthdays on, and when I put my flowers at the bottom and didn't have these here, I wanted, it just felt like it needed something up at the top to me, so that's why I added another one, and then I raised one up as well. But I'll try and find Emma's picture of, I haven't got her actual card anymore. I should think it's in Australia, but it might not be. It could be in the UK somewhere. But I don't have it anymore, so I will look it out, and I'll share the card that I got the inspiration from, because I think it's always nice to sit, and then you can decide whether you like the background. I'm loving this background though. Right, so we have all our stamping. We've got the flowers to cut out, the happy birthday to cut out, and the butterfly to cut out. So we've done everything. Let's clean that and put that away. And I need my Floral Delights stamp again. Let's take this out of here. I'm really happy. I mean, that would make a lovely card for a man even, wouldn't it? In those colours. Beautiful. I'm really chuffed with that. And then, so this fussy cutting technique, you lay your stamp over the top and you will find you get to a place where everything just like clicks on the top, and you know that you're in the right place for your stamped image. Then I'm just going to draw around using my pencil, following all the wibbly wobbly lines, because that's what gives you the little indents and stuff. Okay, so then when I take that off, pop it back. This is the bit that I really liked, because you can add, if you want to add a bit more detail, you can. So like I want to cut out round there, but because I can see it, it's much nicer that you've got that pencil line, you know where to follow. So I'm going to do the same with my butterfly. Place it down until all the lines like click on top of each other. I think that's it. I'm not quite over the top of it, so I can't really see properly. The butterfly isn't too bad actually anyway. Oh, perfect. I thought I might as well use the technique. So again, with the postage mark, line it all up. Whoops. Come on, Julie, line it up. No. All right, that's that. There. So the only thing to remember when you're stamping like this is you need to stamp and leave a little bit of room, whereas before I would like stamp quite close together. But because we're going to cut these out, we do need to leave a little bit of room to draw around them. So that is all I would say to remember. So I'm going to cut that off, cut my butterfly, and my happy birthday. And the other bit goes in my scrap box ready to use later. And then I come just inside the pencil line, but follow that line. It gives me the shape of the stamp. But by coming inside the pencil line, I don't need to rub anything out, which works for me. All right, so just down here, I want to get his body and just smooth that. There we go, perfect. So I've got a nice white border around it. It's going to go onto a white card anyway, so it's going to be absolutely fine. So the same again. Come inside your pencil line, just follow that shape. This was the bit we drew in ourselves, but just you know roughly what the border is as well once you've drawn around the stamp. It does really help. It's really strange, but yeah, genius technique. So Tracy, thank you for sharing, whatever the lady's name was, who you got it from, because I really do think it's such a useful tip. And then if there's any bits that you haven't drawn in that you want to follow round, you can. And I think because you've got that pencil line as a guide, it gives you the confidence to know that you're following the right shape. And you know how much border that you're giving around everything, so it's a bit more consistent. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, I just think it's a brilliant tip. I really do. Okay, so my circle's gone a bit wobbly, but I think that was because of how I held the pencil. So I am actually going to follow the stamp line on this and just try and leave an evenish border, but I'm not going to worry. It's a handmade card at the end of the day. Oh, it's gone a bit nearer there, to trim that bit off a little bit. And I don't actually want too big a border, thinking about it, around this sentiment, because it's going to lay over the top of another one. There, perfect. Happy with all that. Right, so we need to colour in our postage stamps. So we'll leave this one to be the last one till we decide what colour is going to be the most prominent. We know that our flowers are coming down here. I would maybe try and colour, it's like this one is predominantly green, so I want a green one. So I'm going to add a line of the green felt tip pen around the edge. And then a line around both sides, like doing a thicker line around that middle line. Bring in my water brush, make sure it's clean and got some water coming. And then I'm just going to draw that colour. And because there was a lot of green in the background for the ink in there, that's worked really well for that colour green. So this one I'm going to do in, no, I think it's this colour. So I'm going to do around the edge and then try and go inside and outside of the black line. So just make that a bit thicker. And I find that that's usually enough colour just to blend that out and to drag it over the top. This is the one that didn't colour the best, so let's put a little bit down on my glass mat. Doesn't matter if you use the glass mat or your white sheet, it's fine on either. You just have to remember, I tend to do it on the white sheet because I know where it is then. I can see it. Okay, so that's worked really well for that colour one as well. This one doesn't have a lot of colour, so I'm going to do that in the palest blue. So it won't be affected by what's underneath. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, thank you. Wendy Lee from Creatively Yours. What a clever lady. Right, might need a bit of the pale blue as well. I'm going to do it up here. Just remember to wipe it off. And I think my brush is getting a bit dry. But it is definitely moving better on Super Smooth than it did on the other cardstock. Wipe that up so I don't get a smudge on it, because I've been using my cards as my birthday cards. So I need to look after them. Okay, so what colour haven't we had yet? We haven't had these two. So I'm thinking that we'll go with the greeny blue for that one, and we'll have the brighter blue for this one. This one should cover these colours up okay. And we'll just move that about. You'll actually get some of the blended bits underneath moving as well, which is rather nice. And if we need any more colour, let's put a bit more down and just drag that colour out. Okay, happy with that one. So this one is going to be this colour. So let's do this one. So just around the edge. I think it's probably drying quite a lot quicker than it would normally because it's... Oh, that's a bit better. Dare I say it, but it's getting very warm again. Not as bad as it was. There. Lovely. So I don't want them to be coloured in perfect. I do like the fact that it's a bit hit and miss. So this one's going to come over here. So that would be lovely. So now I need to decide what colour I want to do that frame around. Oh, and then the Scent with Love. Right, I'm going to do it green because I want it to stand out from the blue. So when I do the postage stamp, I colour in one line and then I move the colour. Blend it in with my paintbrush up to the top. And then turn round, do the next line. And again, blend it in, move it into the notchy bits of the postage. And then I'm not going to colour over my postage mark, my Scent with Love. Let's move these out of the way because I want to colour that in a completely different colour. So I want to make sure that I don't get the green behind it. I want it to look like the Scent with Love is on the top. I'm not going to colour the background of the Happy Birthday like I did on this one because I really like that inky background in it. So I'm going to leave that as it is. It is definitely on its way, Jeanette, because it's oh, put an aeroplane, isn't it? Yes, you could do that. Right, I'm not sure what Jeanette's saying. It could be on its way, but I have had a notification that a parcel has cleared customs, Jeanette. So that's always good. Okay, so this, I'm going to do this in the bright blue. So I do a little bit of colour around the edge and smudge that in. And I might need to pick up some, just because I want that to have a nice soft blue wash so that it draws your eye. I think all the coloured things then, because they are coloured solidly rather than the inky background, you get, it does draw your eye to them. Okay, that's that gone. That's that done. Okay, we can put it together. Let's get some cardboard. No, that's not big enough. That's got a fold. That will be. So I always lay my bit of cardboard down. I do like it to be almost as big as the panel. I think it works better if it's almost the same size. I need some little bits as well. This might not be enough. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put the white side. I got some new cardboard the other day. Merv's like, why didn't you, like, he works for a packing company. Well, he packs Flight Simulator, so they don't have much little packaging. It's wooden crates and as big as the house and things like that. But he said, if you want some cardboard, you only have to say, because I was picking out of the rubbish bin some cardboard. It's like, what are you doing? I said, I'll bring you some new stuff home. And then I got a lovely message from Sarah Callender yesterday saying, I've got lots of IKEA boxes and a big box my dining room table came in if you want some cardboard. It's like, I've just got stocked up, but thank you so much. Okay, so let's pop this. Isn't everybody lovely? Thinking about me and my cardboard. I must admit, we went and saw Matt and Sarah last night for dinner, and we had pizzas, so I bought them a pizza box home, so I should be cutting that up later. So sad. Okay, so I do need another bit of cardboard for that. So I've got some little bits here. Don't ever throw your little bits away, because that little bits will do that perfectly. Okay, so let's stick my white piece down first of all, and then just cut. I can't believe, like, this is all down to Philippa and Brian, all this cardboard. Getting snobby about cardboard. Got to be a certain type. Whoops, that's not, I didn't cut that down enough. Don't want it to show. But it's so good because, whoops, you can just shape it and make it any shape that you need to go on your card. Oh yeah, crafters are lovely folk, you're right. Okay, so some glue on the back there. I loved that post from Karen Owens today. I think it was today, might have been last night, about how she was about to give up crafting, and then all you lovely ladies helped her with a card, and then she won the card design of the month, and she's like, I'm not throwing my craft stuff out now. I'm going to get back into it. And she's made a beautiful card this morning for her daughter-in-law. And I thought, how lovely was that? She was thanking everybody for all their kindness. What a lovely group. Oh, Maxine. Yeah. It is Brian and Philippa's fault. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. I don't want to cover up the edge of my postage stamp, and I don't mind if it goes over the top of the happy birthday because you can see a whole one there. So with my butterfly, I just curl the wings around my pokey tool, and then with my nail I bend the body bit back so I've got a nice flat bit to put my glue on, and then this can come down. So he's just going to sniff my flower. I suppose I should have done a little trail actually, shouldn't I? I really want to now. I didn't do it on the other one. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do my butterfly trail. Oh, I haven't got too much stuck on. I should be okay. There. Okay. So all we need now, let's clear up a little bit. I do, yeah, when I see how lovely and tidy Philippa and Tracy are, there's nothing on their desk, all the rubbish is gone. I can't do it. I try. Okay, so the difference between the two is a little bit of glitter glue, which is there, and I used beautiful platinum liquid pearls to get my little dots. So I'll just bring this up and show you so you can see. So these little dots were all done with the liquid pearls, the platinum, and then the yellow bits in the centres of my flowers I used, there's a beautiful marigold, and Paul and Hazel at Dragon's Papercraft have got them back in stock. I'm sure lots of other people have them as well. But over in the UK, Jeanette, do you do them in J-Craft? So I'm using platinum now, and I'm just going to do some little dots, and I'm just going to randomly place them, do 2 or 3 together. They do shrink a little bit as they dry. So if they come out a little bit big to start with, don't panic, because they will get a bit smaller as they dry. And I didn't look to see if Jeanette has them. Right, so let's just make sure let's have some by my flowers. And definitely one by the butterfly, maybe a couple more there. So it's just drawing your eye to where you've got your sentiments and things as well. Okay, oh yeah, I've got some around Sent with Love. Okay, and then next up, I am going to do a little bit of this actually. So I'm going to use the marigold, which is a golden yellow. It's really lovely. And I will put that on the stamens. Actually, I could. I won't be able to see the dots though, will I? I was going to say I could put it on the daisies, but I won't. I'm going to use glitter glue. Okay, so with my glitter glue, I usually just scribble a little bit where there's a little bit of detail that I've added to the flowers. Sometimes I do the leaves as well. Do be careful when you're doing this if you put your liquid pearls on first, because it's ever so easy to lean against them. So try and move your card and have your hand outside of your card. Then you're not leaning across. So just keep turning your card round and adding. Because I did it the other day, I leant on one of the flowers. So if you turn your card, your hand will always be on the other side, away from your card, like away from the colouring and the... Oh, and I've got to do the butterfly. Oh, and I did the postage stamp as well. So I just did little tiny, just very, very gently, hardly squeezing, just moving the glitter glue up into the little notches on the postage stamp. I must remember this tip to keep my hand to the other side of my card because it's a good one. Is it a leading on it? Do you know what? I've just read a comment saying I wasn't sure about the blue and green colourway, and nor was I. But now I don't know which one I prefer. And I need to finish the card inside. I think actually I'm going to finish this one on the inside because this is all dry, so that would make sense. But that is so pretty, isn't it? I'm really chuffed with that. I do, I love the colours. Right, so I'm going to put that to dry. So we're going to do the inside now and the envelope. So on the inside, what shall we do? Let's have my press this way round so that I can pop my card in and I can still stamp. It will still stamp enough, but I won't spoil the outside. So, oh, we could have Just For You and Sent With Love. Or we could, oh, look at this, birthday wishes. Perfect. Birthday wishes. Just For You. And I could put Sent With Love. Or I could have birthday wishes just for you. I think I might leave it at that. Not have the Sent With Love. Oh, I definitely need to go and clean these stamps. Right, so I'm going to do that first of all. And I will do that just in the black ink. Fairy fingers, beautiful. Let's clean those off. I'm going to go and give these a bath afterwards, and my postage, I think. That way as well, the stamps don't fall off of the sheets either, because they end up not being sticky, and then they won't stick to the sheets, and that's how you end up losing some of them or misplacing them. Right, so I'm going to have a butterfly in here, and I want some flowers as well. I was going to use a different one. I could use the sprig. We'll have a couple of those. There. Oh, let's do 3. Okay. And then we'll do envelope next. So I'm going to colour that in a second. So next I'm going to do my envelope. Make sure I've got it up the right way. And I am going to put this in the post. So I'm going to use my postage stamps. And I can put the stamp beside it, and I'm going to put happy birthday inside. Oh no, it's got to go that no, it is that way. I was right. Let me just check. No, that's upside down. Oh, Judy, stamp it out and then put it in. Right, so that's up the top. Then let's put my happy birthday in. Oh, it's a bit wonky. Never mind. Right, let's take this one off. I don't want to get another inking of it in case the envelope's moved at all with all the messing about. Let's stamp the happy birthday. And let's put the Sent with Love on it. Maybe I'll put the Sent with Love down here because then I can put the stamp up there. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the camera because I've got you so low down, but I want you to be able to see well enough. So that says Sent with Love, so that's perfect on there. And I've still got somewhere to do my stamp. Put a stamp. Shall I have some flowers on? Oh yes, let's do that. Right, and so for speed, I'm going to use the press, but I'm going to have my flowers. Oh, missed a bit. That's because I'm rushing. That was because I was too fairy fingered. Oh, and I've smudged that one. Oh, that's not very good, is it? We'll be fine when we colour it. Right, and I'll draw that bit back in afterwards. Okay, so I've got everything done. Let's move this out of the way. Let's do the fun bit now of the colouring. Right, first up, just wipe it to make sure there's no more wet ink. Oh, have I? Looks like I've really clipped the camera. Sorry. Okay, so my pens, first of all, I'm going to do my stems, just very gently, otherwise my pen splays open too much. I think I might need to get myself a new green. And then little bit of colour at the leaves. Now remember, we're on the card now, so it's gone back to being on the porous card, so it won't colour like it did, or it won't move quite as nicely. Oh, it's moving quite nicely now, but you are on the cardstock and not on super smooth because I've stamped directly onto my card. So just add in a bit of colour. As it's moving quite well. Let's see if I can get 3 leaves done in one go. Wow, that was pretty good. Okay. So next up we'll do the butterfly. So we've got that soft blue. That's lovely. And a bit of green. Okay. And what should we do the flowers? Let's have a little bit of this. Let's do some different coloured ones. Let's see how well this moves. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. Wow. I wonder if the heat had anything to do with it. It's not moved as nicely as on the super smooth, but it is moving. That one not so much. So let's have a different colour. At least it's echoing what was on the front because the flower is on the front of the card. and the fact that the font is the same. All those sort of things I think are like really important. And what I'm going to do, because I've got the bottom here and it's not particularly level, I'm just going to do a little bit of green and just blend it out, just so that the daisies aren't floating. Yeah, so you get that, you do get those lines with it, but I'll put a bit of glitter glue or something on it. And that's because it's on the porous cardstock and not the super smooth, but that will be lovely for inside the card. And we'll add a bit of glitter glue. Oh, I bet you're all shouting at me. I've just realised what I've done. I've made it all blue and green, and it's not all blue and green, is it? Oh, I want pinks and purples. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Right, so we'll do the pinks and put those brushes away and get the ones out that I used before. Right, these were the ones I used before. Oh, right, let's do my leaves first of all. Right, so we could either cut the back off the card or put a piece of card inside my card and do the stamping again. So I could have a layer inside. Have I done anything up to the edge? Let me have a look. No, I might get away with that actually. Oh, well, it's good to see how to correct things, isn't it? I bet you're all shouting at the screen as well. Right, so I've got to remember to do these different colours. And you could just have stamped them and then done a little bit of inky background on your envelope or even inside your card. That would look nice too. Just so it all matches in. Okay, so that's the green done. So let's have some purple flowers. I bet I'm keeping you a long time now. I've no idea what the... Yeah. Sorry. Especially as it's a bit of colouring. We'll do one more. Okay, let's have some pinks. And then just with a fine line of black pen, I will put that one back in. I'll draw that back. Let's do it pink. So I can just about see where the petal goes, but I'll draw it back in. Let's have this one pink as well. And then we'll have some blue. And then I'm going to come in with the yellow and just do the stamens. And I tend just to do like little squished lines because of how the pen opens up. Just want that little bit of, it's only going to make it pretty envelope rather than it look like just a plain envelope for your birthday. Oh, got nice marks on it. Right, so let's colour this in purple. And like I say, push the colour into those notches. And envelopes are more thirsty even than regular cardstock, so it is harder to make everything move on the envelope. But it's going to be pretty. And I'm not doing what I said. If I keep my hand this side and drag it out this way, okay, so we've got some colour on there. Let's have a bit of blue for our postage. And I literally just follow the wiggly lines to colour that in. That'll be fine. Right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to draw that. Where's my very thin pen? Let's draw this back in. And a little circle there. No one will ever know it shouldn't have been there. Right, so let's sort out the inside of this card now. So I think the simplest thing to get round my mistake, my deliberate mistake, is to cut another piece of super smooth. Should be about right. So I will cut another piece and hopefully this piece can go in there. No one will never know that we did it, or I did it. And then we can stamp the inside again. So let's pop this in first. Or I could stamp this and colour it and then put it in. Doesn't matter. I'm going to pop it in. Perfect. So now nobody knows I did the wrong colour. Unless you tell them. Which I'm sure you won't. And then I can pop this in here. And we can have... forgotten what I did now. No, I haven't. I did birthday wishes just for you and a butterfly. I'm not going to put the... Shall I put the flowers along the bit? Well, I don't have to, do I? If I don't want to. I might just do the... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Right, birthday wishes just for you and the butterfly. And I'm going to stamp that in black. Fairy fingers. Perfect. So now nobody knows that that's on there. And let's colour them in the right colours. So we'll have a pink and a purple butterfly. Move that ink a little bit. That's better. Okay, and now I'm going to get my bit of acetate again, and I'm going to bring in the blue. So I don't need much pen this time, just a little bit of water again. I'm just going to put a couple of splodges and just dab that off a little bit. It's very pale and subtle. Right, the other colour was a bit of green. Let's have a bit of green. That's too much water, that's why. Let's take it off and I might be all right now. So just a little bit of the green. And I'll have a little bit of yellow. And again, so if we do too much water, if we take it off on our mat, so we only have little bits left, and we can wipe it off our mat and our acrylic, acetate rather. And I've knocked that right back, so it's really subtle, but it looks very pretty. So we'll have a bit of pink. Because it's quite hard just to do a little bit of water. It's not easy. A few pink splodges. I'm trying to keep away from other areas where I've got other colour, because I don't want it to go muddy. Especially like the pink with the green. Just knock that back, and then a little bit of purple, and I think we'll be fine. So not too much water. The thing to do is to move your spray away a little bit. Let's have some purple up there, and there, and a little bit there. And then we've predominantly made it pinks and purples. Can't really see much blue. I might do a little bit more blue. I think I knocked that back too much. And let's put a little bit more blue on here. Might as well get it right, especially as I need to use it. I am going to send this to somebody, which is why I had to put it right. Right, so if we let this dry just a little bit, I could do it with my heat tool again, couldn't I? Just so that starts then to add some colour into the card before you blot it all off. Perfect. Happy with that now. I don't want to crease or like make it too wet so my card changes shape. Right, so now I'm happier with that because it now matches the front a bit more. And we've got our colours on the inside as well. And then we've got our envelope to go with it. And then we've got our other one that's drying. Let's move these along a little bit. There we go. Oh, one day I won't be messy. Okay, so I am sorry that it took so long, but I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just flip the camera. I do like to be able to say goodbye. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll give that a go. And yeah, whatever pens you've got, just have a go. If it's water-based, don't think you could do it with alcohol markers unless you used, no, water-based pens. Let's keep it simple. You probably could do it with alcohol markers, but you'd have to use different card and everything. So water-based pens. I just hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for your company. I want to remind you, Hazel and Paul have got an event happening this afternoon at 2 o'clock. So you need to set your alarms if you want some crafty bargains. I've no idea what's in it. But yeah, Hazel will be live at 2 over on her Hazel Eaton freelance demonstrator, tutor and designer page. So make sure you go and check out what she's got. Okay, have a lovely day everyone, and thank you for your company. Take care. Bye bye.